Estrada with a mustache. I'm not Paul Rodriguez. I'm the guy right now. Those guys had their time. They're over. They're done. You want to see those guys, go to the Morongo Sun or go to some indie casino and you'll find them there. I'm the guy who's on TV. The wealthiest of all Latinos.
And what are you doing down here?
I came to see Howard, man. I mean, Howard is my guy. So I think enough bad stuff has happened to me in my life that they offered me a chance to be on the show.
Now, word is you're a huge fan.
The word, that's right. The word is I'm a huge fan. I just bought a new car, a Porsche, that must come with Sirius Radio, or else I wouldn't have closed the deal.
Now, what do you expect from Howard today?
I expect to make him laugh. I expect to just see Radio Mecca. You know, I did the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in '91, but to me, this is a bigger equivalent than that. I mean, that pales in comparison to just going in there and hanging out with Howard.
George Lopez is in a new movie. He's got a TV show, too. New movie's called, I keep hearing about this movie. I don't know anything about it. The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D, opening today.
Yeah, it's a new...
Kids thing?
Yeah, with, what's the guys from Spy Kids?
There's the guy, George Lopez. That's him.
Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, Robert Rodriguez put that together. I got that shirt that you're wearing. How you doing, George?
It's a nice one. I'm good, Howard. How are you, brother?
Pleasure to have you on.
Thank you. It's really an honor to be here. What's up, Robin?
Hey, how you doing?
You know what? I just want to say that, kiss ass right off the bat. I think that you invented reality television 10 years before everybody thought of doing reality television. When you had your television show on, and it used to come on Channel 13 in Los Angeles, that was truly reality with whores and with drunks.
Yeah, you remember that show?
Absolutely. Not only remember it, my wife has tapes of it somewhere, and I went spend an hour. You know, not only did I find some of my old porn, but I found most of her family videotapes that I told her I never saw because she wanted duplicated on DVD. I just didn't have the time to do that.
Send me some of those old tapes because
they were fantastic.
I don't own them.
They were fantastic,
I
man.
wanted to put them out on like my old Channel 9 show.
Right, it would have been a great box set.
And you know, it was on right at the time, and you'd get home around 1:30, and you'd had a few drinks, and you'd go to Channel 13, and it was on. It was like the perfect, you know, instead of having a bowl of cereal, let's watch Howard and a bunch of drunks and whores battle it out at Hollywood Squares, you know.
I don't think I could ever duplicate that show again.
That show was amazing.
You know, I would go do that again, but we'd have to not be on the radio.
Right, it'd have to be your
both.
only job.
But you know, now they find people, they audition people. I mean, you just got people right off the street, man.
Yeah,
The dude in his own vomit.
No interviews, no auditions. Yeah.
You know?
I do kind of watch reality TV now, and I go, you know, we shouldn't have been so lazy about it. We would have had that whole market cornered.
Oh,
the worst.
From American Idol on.
I know.
The best is when you see something like Extreme Makeover where they take an ugly-ass person and they have an ugly-ass husband, and then they make the wife beautiful, then they return them back to the ugly-ass husband.
Yeah. What's he supposed to do?
Right, what's he going to do with
He's
that?
like, hey, give me back my ugly wife. This one's going to leave me. What am I going to do with her? You got a feeling, though, after they leave that reality show in about a week, they're going to revert back to being ugly.
Exactly.
Again.
I mean, it's all the staples and the stitches come out, and then they just go back to eating pie again, you know, sitting on the front porch watching cars go by.
Hey, before we get to your movie and all that stuff, because I'm sure you're excited about that, this kidney thing is wild.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, I was literally dying, and my wife decided to give me a kidney. And from the beginning, from the time, see, I was born with this congenital kind of narrowing of the ureters, and I wet the bed a lot. And instead of, you know...
Well, hold on a second. You were a bedwetter when you were a kid.
I was bedwetter when I was a kid.
Growing up poor, growing up in the hood, I mean, if word gets out that you're peeing the bed, it could be curtains for you, right?
Well, it was curtains because, you know, my grandmother made me hang the sheets out with the stain facing most of the neighbors.
Oh,
most families, when they have a bedwetter, they try to humiliate the kid into not wetting the bed.
Yeah, because they think it's just something, you're too lazy to stop.
Exactly. My grandmother would say, why do you think you wet the bed? And then my grandmother would say, because he's stupid, that's why. If he would concentrate, then he wouldn't wet the bed. But, you know, she'd go, I don't know why you're going to flip the mattress. There's a bigger stain on the other side.
Great. And they'd hang it out there, and they figured if all your friends saw it, you would stop wetting the bed.
Exactly. And there was another kid that...
You should have said to her, listen, you bitch, why don't you take me to the doctor?
I got narrowing ureters, you bitch.
Yeah, I mean...
That's why I'm doing it.
I'm doing everything I can.
I'm trying to hold it in, which is even worse. That's what made me toxic, is when you hold it in, you're just backing the urine into your kidneys.
System.
And I was toxic my whole life.
So since you were a kid... I read somewhere you had to go to the bathroom like 20 times a night. Like you had to keep getting up and going to the bathroom. It was horrible. Even through your early years of being married, all that kind of stuff.
I used everything. Fiji bottles, Arrowhead, you know.
But did you stop wetting the bed?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Even
you
when you
did?
were married, did you stop wetting the bed?
Occasionally, it squirted out a little bit.
So would your wife get mad at you? Or would you say, listen, honey,
She
I love you,
understood.
but
My,
you
my
gotta...
wife was, our bed was so big at that time. She's on the dry side, way on the other side.
Did she ever say, hey, wait a second, the bed's a little smelly? Or did she ever take the sheets and hang them out the window and try to embarrass you?
No, she didn't do what my grandmother did to me.
Well, you had a pretty tough life. Your parents sort of abandoned you.
Yeah,
your father.
My father left when I was 2 months, and he was a migrant farm worker. And this is really funny because you figure most migrant farm workers are really hard-working, decent dudes. My father was the laziest farm worker. And, I would always say that he would just pick enough lettuce for himself.
Right, you can't do that when you're working.
Couple
the field.
tomatoes, I'm done.
He migrated away from the family.
He did. He totally left.
He took your birth certificate.
And some clothes and some other things. 2 months when I was born, and I never saw him again.
Why did your dad
Why
take your birth certificate?
You know why I think? Because I think he had other children in Mexico, and I think he wanted to use my birth certificate for one of those kids so that they would be a citizen.
Wow.
So then your mom marries a dude, she runs off with him and leaves you with your grandma.
Well, not only did my mom marry a dude, my mom married a dude who was like literally 60 years older than she was. And that was so embarrassing to me to have my mom be like 30 and have some dude that looks, like the crypt keeper driving you to school, man. I would duck down, and not only was I holding in my pee, I was pretending to tie my shoes at the same time.
We sometimes talk about, people who have children later in life and how weird that is for the kid. You actually lived it.
If this dude had sperm, it came in a freeze-dried version.
Did your mom run off with him and start a whole other family with him?
I have two stepsisters who consider me brothers, but believe me, I haven't seen them forever, and I don't even want to get associated with them. I don't want to get associated with my mother.
It's like the old dude didn't want to have you for his son, so he went off, started a whole new family, and your mom just left her son.
Yeah, exactly. My mom was wacky from back then, man. I mean, she fell out of a car when she was 13, got epilepsy.
Wow.
When that was
you fall out of a car, you get epilepsy?
Well, I don't know
It
what
depends on what part of your brain you hit.
You just knocked right on the head, man.
Wow.
It's one of those. It's one of those situations where she's leaning against the camper door. Remember the old style camper doors?
Yeah.
She's leaning against the camper door. The light turns green. The camper door opens, and she just flips.
our parents always said that would happen. I never heard of it actually happening.
Wow. I wish I had a video of that.
Oh, so do I, man.
Do you,
just land on the street, and not only that, the driver doesn't know you fell out of the car.
Yikes.
They get there and they count. They get to the park and they count people. They're missing one.
I always
So
am
who
amazed.
raised him? It sounds
His
like
grandma.
he was completely left.
His
My
grandma.
grandmother.
You can't stand her either, right?
My grandmother is, now she's demented. My grandma's 85 years old, the most ungrateful bitch in the world. I'm rebuilding her house from the ground up. Literally, it's cost me $60,000. I take her over there just to show her because she's demented. She's like, when is my house gonna be ready? I'm cold. So I take her over there. There's no carpet. There's central air. They're putting a new roof. She gets in the car and she goes, that looks horrible. I'm like, you bitch, we're fixing it. That's what it looks like when it's a month away. It's progress.
It's a work in progress.
But the thing is that she's demented and she knows I'm on TV, but she thinks I'm Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond.
No.
Right. She didn't even know who you are.
She didn't even know.
pay
She's like,
attention to
where's
the
your
show.
brother? Where's the tall guy that your brother?
But you find humor in this, but it is a painful life. I mean, when your mom and
Everybody leaves.
I can't believe the dad doesn't even get in touch with you for money. You know what I mean? That's the worst. So now you're feeling good. When you have this kidney problem your whole life,
Yeah.
you were in danger of dying, right?
I really was, and we were still doing the show, and I don't think anybody knew that how close I was to dying. But I had an 18% kidney function. This is how bad it got. I went to Cedars in February, and the guy says, Dr. Sinman says, while you're here, why don't I take a look at your kidneys? Why don't we do an ultrasound of your kidneys?
Right.
So I lift my shirt up. He puts gel on the back. My kidneys don't even show up on the ultrasound. That's how small they are.
shrunk.
Wow. So, so the only thing your mom gave you was bad genetics.
Bad genetics.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the guy says to me, the doctor says to me, tell you the truth, Mr. Lopez, I don't even know how you're walking around.
Wow.
But the thing was that, I had waited my whole life to get an opportunity to do my show. I wasn't going to go down because I was sick. I mean, I knew that my wife was going to match, and I knew that, eventually April 19th was going to be the surgery, and all I just had to do was make it to April 19th.
How did you know your wife was going to match?
Well, she was the only one tested. She was the only one who wanted to be tested, and believe it or not, she matched. I don't, and it's
Because she said she felt she knew. She
knew from 7 years ago when she knew I needed
What do you want, Dan?
Yeah, actually, Robin just asked my question, but how how rare is it that two people's kidneys will match? Is it blood type, tissue type?
It's everything, all enzymes, blood type, tissue type, and
Not that easy.
and she matched, and
Isn't
not
that
only
weird?
matched, but an excellent match. And here's the crazy part: is most people only have one artery that go to a kidney. My wife Ann has two arteries, which is 20% of people in the world. They have two arteries. So I have two arteries, and my kid, I have like a super kidney. You know, I have like
Right.
a kidney that works
Wow.
twice as hard.
All right, so now you owe your. I mean, you
I
can
owe
never
everything.
divorce your wife.
Yeah,
You could never
not,
get a divorce.
But you know, the thing is,
You're
now,
laughing.
yeah, I'm not going to get a divorce.
That's our whole rap on you.
You
It's
can't
like,
get a divorce.
You
What are
could
talking-
never
she'll
get a
take back her
divorce.
kidney.
Yeah,
I mean, once your wife. What's your marriage story? Was Robin right? There was a point where you guys almost broke up at some point.
Well,
in
she
your
kicked
marriage?
my ass out of the house. Yeah.
She did? Why were you being bad?
I was drinking and I was out, you know, and in clubs and stuff. And you know, the thing was,
You got crazy.
The thing about Mexican guys and about comedians in general, and when you're Mexican, it's worse. Is that you have this self kind of you want to do yourself in. So I was drinking. I knew I was sick. I was just kind of I was kind of trying to destroy myself, and she was the only person who ever wanted to save me. My family would have been happy. Yeah, I told you we were going to kill himself drinking, you know.
Right, yeah, we'll
they were
get his
just
money.
waiting for me to do something wrong.
So, in other words, your wife was giving you tough love. She said, "Hey, listen,
You can't
George,
stay here like that.
yeah, I'm not going to put
Howard,
up with this."
She packed everything in this car. I had a 90 Volvo 850 turbo that I got with money I had from Disney. She packed that car so tight. It was literally looked like a NASCAR from the 60s when only the driver fit. for me to hit park and put it into drive, I probably knocked over 4 of my sweaters. You know,
Everything you own was in that car.
That car was packed so tight. I couldn't even see out of the rearview mirrors. It
So,
was
so
tight.
that was it. The marriage was over. How did you win her back? I mean, thank God you won her
Well,
back.
I went back to this condo that we were staying at, and I, you know, had this crib that my daughter Maya was in, and it was incomplete. I took half of it apart, and I was sleeping on this air mattress, you know,
a crib mattress.
a crib mattress, and
Were you seeing other women at this point? Or
no,
you
no,
don't know,
no,
nothing
no,
like
just
that.
drinking and just torturing myself. So what happened was that I look at this crib every day, and then it reminded me of all the guys that I grew up with and all the fathers of all my friends
Right.
who had pissed away their lives. And I said, you know, am I going to be one of those guys?
You had an epiphany.
And I had an epiphany. Not only that, she made me go to the house and spend time with my daughter all day, and I thought, I better straighten out because I'm here all the time anyways, man.
Right. Yeah. You might as well
It's
live
just
there.
embarrassing to leave, you know.
So when your wife gives you the kidney, I mean, what do you do? I mean, this is it. You gotta behave. You gotta be the perfect husband.
Here's the thing, Howard. You know, everybody now says to me, "Well, God, you have to." You know, they're all white people in the neighborhood. Everybody that walks by the house and sees me outside.
Well, you're a wealthy man now from the TV
I live
show.
in a great neighborhood, and they go, "You must have to be so nice to your wife now that she's giving you a kidney." And I'm
Right.
like, "Not as nice as I had to be before she gave me the kidney."
Yeah, that's right.
Now I can do anything I want. You know, you don't like my attitude. You should have bought that before you gave me the kidney.
But the great thing is, you're a different man now. Your health is good.
Yeah.
You feel good. You say even your appetite is different.
I'm losing weight because
Right.
I'm losing weight the right way because I'm working out. I'm in the gym, and
Yeah.
this mustache and goatee, whatever it looks like, is testosterone fuel. This is part of the results of the prednisone that I'm taking. So it's all steroid. I could never grow a mustache in my life, and now
Really?
I
I
look
was
like
going to say, this facial hair's new.
I look like Cheech from Up in Smoke, man.
Yeah. I mean, you're a different man.
Yeah,
This
I'm a
is
different
great.
guy, and I appreciate her more, and I appreciate my daughter Maya more, and it's really just to have a chance at life now. You know.
And now you don't pee in the bed, or you don't.
Now, so you know, just for old time's sake, sometimes I squirt a little out, man.
Once in a while, you pee in the bed just to
for
remind
fun.
yourself
Yeah,
of what it was
remind
like. Keep your wife in line. Now, honey, I'm going to pee the bed just for you. This is an amazing story.
It really is a life. I mean, she really saved my life, and I believed at that point that I didn't have a life worth saving, man. I thought,
Right.
you know, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go down. That's why when we were doing the show, most of the cast is great. You know, the woman who plays my wife, Constance Maria, and the woman who plays my mother, Belita, and Valente, and the other characters. You know, but there's always one. I'm not going to say who it is, but just imagine the list. There's always one that gives you a hard time.
Right.
And I had just no tolerance because I was dying.
Right.
I had no tolerance for somebody who wasn't prepared to be at the show. So the only time I was mean is when I felt that people were screwing around when I'm holding the secret and that I'm dying.
Right.
And we're trying to do this show, and then somebody's pissing away their time.
Right. Yeah, it makes you angry.
The
What?
other
Tell
thing
me.
is, what was it, Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. So
Produces your show, right?
Yeah, Sandra Bullock discovered me, and it's still around. As a matter of fact, tonight in Los Angeles, I'm giving her and her sister Gazina an award for women in film.
How's she looking? Would you? I mean, I know you can't bone her, but
No, I
you
can't.
probably-
But Jesse James is, and you know what? Sandy's hot, man. She's
Is she?
hot.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, man. She's
I
hot.
think I almost had a shot with her, but I was married at the time. She invited me down. I came down to see her on a movie set. I forget what movie she was shooting. It looked like maybe she wanted to get some from
Mohawi?
From Mohawi. But then again, I took a look in the mirror. I said, no way. I know.
I'm delusional.
You know, whenever you're going to get somebody
I got
hot.
crazy.
Yeah, whenever you're going to get somebody hot, never look at yourself in the mirror.
No, it's a big mistake. I went shopping yesterday. I got a good, like one of those three-way mirrors. I got a good look at myself. I go, I never saw an Adam's apple like that on any human being ever, except for Ichabod Crane.
Oh, no.
So Sandra Bullock came to a comedy club
That's
one
right.
night.
It's a 24-hour fitness now in Irvine, in Brea.
I heard she was producing a show. She heard your stories of, your life growing up in a poor neighborhood, being a Mexican guy growing up. And she said, I could never write anything this funny. His stories are better than anything we could write. And she believed in you.
And
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
And even back then, even till today, I mean, she's been the best, one of my biggest supporters. Other than my wife has been the complete biggest supporter of my career.
So when Sandra Bullock sees you do stand-up, and she says, hey, I want to do a TV show with you, then what happens? You go off and you write the TV show?
Then we go off and we started having meetings, her and I, and then there's this her attorney she has, this guy named Cliff Gilbert-Laurie, who absolutely represented Sandy, but also represented Bruce Helford, who did Drew Carey, and he thought, why don't I put these two together? So we had a meeting, Sandy and I and Bruce Helford.
What is Bruce, a writer?
He's a showrunner. He created Drew Carey.
Okay.
And worked on Roseanne. So we had a meeting at Warner Brothers, us three, and he came to see me, and he saw my stand-up and said, man, this guy's great, so let's do a deal.
Wow.
So then we went to Warner Brothers, and a year later, ABC saw us, and then, we had the deal for the show.
When a chick like that takes an interest in you, are you thinking, hey, she wants to bang me? I mean, were you ever confused by any of that?
You know what? Nobody's ever wanted to bang me, so there is no confusion whatsoever.
You're never confused?
Even just the woman who is my wife,
Just for the record, Fred wants to bang you, just so you know. You can feel very good
There
about
is
that.
one other
Good. All right, I'll do
There
it.
is another person.
I'll do it.
All right, so talk to me about this. You were upset that the Michael Jackson trial, evidently you were called in to testify.
I was. So
which
was
is
my
why-
wife.
Yeah, so was your wife.
Yeah.
And you were upset with who portrayed you on the E! Show?
Well, I thought the dude looked more like Scott Peterson than he looked like George Lopez. That guy wasn't even Latino, man. How hard is it to find a Mexican in L.A.? You can throw a rock and hit 5 of them.
Why not give a job to a Latino to play you in the trial?
So the guy is looks like Scott Peterson, and I had some pretty good one-liners in court, man.
Right. Did you tune in to see yourself portrayed?
Absolutely,
You did.
absolutely. So
Yeah, you didn't stay tuned for the whole thing, but you wanted to see your part.
Well, we were watching in my dressing room at Warner Brothers. My wife was in Pebble Beach at our other house, and I know she's watching. All of a sudden, they show my wife, and it's just the thickest, nastiest, greasiest person that looks like she's in a Lane Bryant top.
Oh no!
She looks like Mindy from Facts of Life. My wife went in a what's that color, man? Chartreuse, Saint John knit with Chanel glasses. She had big breasts that are bouncing as we walk in.
Yeah.
And then you just see Mindy from the Facts of Life
Dressed horribly.
and she sounds like an accent, because sometimes you have to say no, and she's like no. It's like somebody who just got off the raft in Miami going, are you from Cuba? No.
Do you think that they just pulled in some janitor or something
The lady looked like, if I wasn't there, you can't smell the Lysol through the TV, but believe me.
Wow.
The cleaning woman.
This is the cleaning woman. And my wife says to me, she calls me up frantic, and I'd already seen it. She goes, did you see the E! portrayal? And I go, no, I didn't see it. She goes, oh my God, the woman who played me. I go, I haven't seen it. And I had seen it.
Tell her not to worry, no one watches it.
Yeah, I was just trying to kill time.
Right, but I could see where that would bother you. So what was the story here?
Yeah, well, how did
when
you know
when you're
the
sitting,
boy?
but when you're sitting in court, did you take a look at Michael Jackson?
Yes, I did.
You did. Is it weird to see him staring at you?
You know what the weirdest thing, and I don't even know if a lot of people know this, but when Michael Jackson goes on tour, the dude has tape over all 10 fingers.
That's right.
And everybody thinks, why does he have tape over 10 fingers? And I will tell you why. This is the real reason. Because Michael Jackson is African American, and there's one place that you can't tint.
That's right.
And you can't taint is
It's
under your
the
fingernail.
nails.
You are
He is
absolutely
still
right.
black under his fingernails. So his fingernails look like Vincent Price in House of Wax.
You are so right. I had a meeting with him one time. I wrote about this in my book, and I talk about his face melting and the nose thing and everything. But I realized why the tape. When one of the fingers wasn't taped, you could see there was black skin under his fingernails.
That's right.
There's no black skin under my fingernails.
Yes.
Well, you're not vellum.
black.
If you were white, you would see
If
that
we
would
dyed
show
you
up as
white,
black.
that would look
That
more
would
black.
look black,
Yes.
All right.
Trust us, we know.
You guys have studied this.
We know. I've been there. I've been in the main room.
We've taken black people and dyed them white.
So I go in there, But here's the funny part, man, is that we get there, and there's all the zealots are out in front, but there's one black woman who's sitting against the fence, kind of leaning like she's been shot, and she's got a puppet, like this Gary puppet, in her hand, but it's of Michael Jackson,
right.
and it's that big. It's just like a lifelike Michael Jackson, and the Michael Jackson puppet's upside down, and she's sleeping in between, and it almost looks like Willie Tyler and Lester between shows, like she's upside down.
Well, there is a group of people who hang out
And they say
outside.
it's growing, this group.
Yeah.
Since the,
Do you think he pays them? I mean, it's an odd
They're
group
just
of people.
who are just obsessed with this cat. They come from all over the world. So I get out of the limousine,
Right.
and they're going, "Hey, George Lopez," and they're yelling at me, and people are yelling all my slang. You remember, right now, and they're yelling all this stuff.
All the stuff from the.
But there's one voice that's louder than the other, and it goes, "Don't touch boys' private parts. Don't touch boys at me." And I'm look back, and I'm like, "What the hell are you telling me? The guy you want is inside. Don't yell at me."
Yeah, well, you didn't do anything. You're not on trial.
I know.
Everybody else knows.
So people think if you're appearing at the trial, maybe you touch some
Yeah,
boys.
I'm like, I didn't touch nobody. I don't even touch myself.
Was Michael smiling at you?
Yes, he was.
He
You know,
was
he wants to
giving you
give it
the
a
eye?
shot. He was giving me the eye.
Well, he heard you used to be hairless.
And then he was doing this with the fingers, and I'm like, that started to look away, man, because it's just. I think Michael Jackson is in so much trouble that he just tries to make a connection with anybody who's on the witness stand,
Right.
like please like
It's
me.
almost
Right.
desperation.
Well, it's
right?
like, hey, don't throw me under the bus here,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think I'm still under the gag order, but for you, Howard, I'll
You
do
don't even
time.
care.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
you
What
could
the
do
hell?
time for this.
Come
What
get me.
happens if you break the gag order? Will they put you in
They
jail?
could.
I'll
Work
find out
again.
when I get back to LA later this afternoon.
You got a lawyer. He'll figure it out.
So I go in there and I'm looking for Michael Jackson. I walk in there and it's really kind of quiet and kind of dark and it's smaller than you think, So
Right.
all the pool reporters are on one side. I walk in, I go out to the front, and I still don't see Michael Jackson. So I go over to the corner and he's kind of tucked away in this cove, and he literally looks like a nutcracker at Christmas, something you see in the front of FAO Schwartz, man.
He's got the uniform kind of thing going on.
He's got the armband. He looks like the nut. I mean, this dude dresses Howard like the Captain Antonil at the same time, man.
He's got both outfits.
And he's the whitest dude in court. He's the whitest guy in court.
And he's got the hair and the.
He's got the hair. He's got the sunglasses. I mean,
It's wild.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
I mean, he's the color of vellum. He's not even white anymore. He's vellum. He's like almost grayish.
I sat about as close as I'm sitting to you, maybe even closer, with him in a room. And when I saw the nose and the makeup melting, and it's a weird scene. But what do you think? Do you think? I mean, you were there. Do you think he'll walk?
You know what? I don't think so, man. I think this
No?
time. I think this time he's gonna get
Really?
put away. Yeah, I think because I think
I don't think so.
I was there the day that they allowed the prior acts in.
Right.
That was the day I testified.
Yeah.
Which was a huge day in court.
Well, wait a minute now. The jury has been out now for 5 days.
Yeah.
I think that's good for him.
You think that's good for
I
Michael?
absolutely do. I think that while he might be up to something, I think juries today need to see videotape of him diddling someone before they'll actually
They need to
convict.
see the smoking pair of underwear. I don't think they have that.
They don't have the smoking
They
pair
don't
of
have the
underwear. That's the
smoking,
thing. So
you know.
we'll see. Who knows? Did you look over the jury? Did you try
I
to
did.
size them up a
I
little
looked
bit?
at the jury, and there was a Chicano dude there with a shaved head. I thought, okay, he's going to vote for him for innocent,
Yeah.
And there's
Why is that? Because you feel he just would vote innocent no matter what.
Us in the judicial system,
What the hell innocent?
Something's up,
But
right?
I don't expect. Here's the thing: I don't expect riots. I don't expect the Rodney King. I don't expect L.A. to.
You don't.
Now maybe some Asian people will go crazy. Michael Jackson looks more Asian. Maybe some Korean store owners will burn their own stores down.
You think that the Asian community
will go
relates more.
nuts? Yeah.
They've adopted Michael.
There could be some stars flying out around L.A. People getting hit by stars.
Ninjas.
That's good. Oh, I love it. You ever get in legal trouble when you were a kid and when things were rough?
I had a couple of drinking while under the influence of alcohol.
Yeah.
Here's the greatest one. I got pulled over for drunk driving one time, and I blew into the alcohol breathalyzer, and I blew 2.2. Yeah, 2.3. You know what my grade point average was in high school was 2.2.
You beat your grade point average.
I was drunker than my grade point average,
But
man.
now you're a successful guy. You got money. We're going to talk about the movie in a second. Now you got money. Now you must have a big mansion.
I do have a
somewhere.
great house. Here's the thing. I live, I'm not going to say where I live, but I got a huge Mexican-style house in the middle of this block. And my neighbors now, they've never lived near a Mexican. So I think pretty much they're going to think it's going to be like da 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 da. You know that thing. You know, George, your rooster got loose last night. You know,
You would think there's going to be a lot of music.
like that,
Yeah, right.
like that. You know.
But they realize that all people are the same now, and that
No, not really, not really.
No, they don't realize
You know,
that.
I joined this country club, and this guy comes over to me and he says, "Some of the I love the chickens, by the way.
Yes.
Some of the neighbors think that your fence is too high." And I told them, "You tell those people that if they want some, they can come and buzz my door, and I'll kick all of their asses." I mean, I still got ghetto in me in this neighborhood, you know.
But do they accuse you of sending the real estate values down? Do they?
You know, Howard, it's the biggest house on the block, and
Wow.
absolutely not. But I know they think that marijuana bought the house.
Right, and there's no convincing them otherwise.
Yeah.
Are you friendly with any of the neighbors? Some
You know
of them
what?
must be very famous.
There's a dude named Bobby a couple of houses down, but it's a very celebrity-laden street, may I say.
But
Who's on
yeah,
your street?
who you got?
Should I say?
Yeah.
Sure.
Jenny Garth,
wow, from
Jennifer Love Hewitt,
Nice. I would do
All
her.
the gens.
Hillary Duff,
Wow, and you see them running
Damon
around?
Wayans. I see him running
Damon?
around. Yeah,
Wow.
Damon Wayans. Andy Garcia is a couple blocks away. He and I can't live on the same street because it's considered a duplex if two Latinos live on the same block.
Right, yeah, that might be too much for the block.
The goat, you know, we'll change our oil in the front yard. One day I'm going to change the oil in my front yard just so they can drive the neighbors
You know,
crazy.
they're lucky you don't have much family, because if you had the
Oh,
whole
my
family
God.
coming up, it would be wild.
You know that when I grew up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, the funniest thing was that they would have bouncy houses in the front yard, but the bouncy house was bigger than the regular house. Man.
What about you and Andy Garcia starting a gang or something? Like
We should,
to
man.
terrorize the neighborhood.
Yeah, and Cheech. Me, Andy Garcia, and Cheech.
So now you're in the big house. This is all going well. The TV show is, I heard, 5 episodes away from going into syndication.
So
Wow.
we're 8 away from being to 88, but they could syndicate at 88. But this year we'll get to 100. And
That's when the big money comes,
when,
right?
And I have thank you, and I have
Yeah.
points in that.
Good
Thank
for
you.
I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you,
Sounds
Howard.
like you had a tough
Yeah.
time, man.
I can't believe you know, of all the people who are even, you know, my family hates me because I made it. I just want them to know I'm surprised I made it.
Right. Well, the fact is, how many Mexican guys,
Nobody.
Latino guys, make it on television?
Nobody.
And you're not the traditional good-looking Latin lover
No.
type. I mean, it's you got there on your brain and on your humor.
You know, the only time we're on TV really is when we've lost our baby and the all points bulletin, the Amber Alerts out. You know.
You see a lot of your friends on there. George Lopez is in something. Now, I've been reading about this movie. I don't know anything about it, but I keep seeing the name.
I just saw a preview, and the name is interesting.
The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D. Is it in 3D?
It's in
Yes.
3D. It's awesome 3D too.
You get 3D glasses.
Yeah, you get 3D glasses. And Robert Rodriguez is a brilliant filmmaker and the greatest guy alive, man. Really,
I
just
interviewed him a couple of times.
Love him.
He is the guy. This is a great story. Robert Rodriguez wanted to get a start as a director.
Yeah.
He didn't have any money. He was a poor guy. He used to donate his body to medical science to do experiments on in order to raise money for his first film. And then he really he
took
hit
off.
it. He took off.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I
El
mean,
Mariachi.
that's a
El Mariachi.
hardcore dude, huh?
El Mariachi, and then he did Desperado, which was just like El Mariachi, but a bigger version of it with
Right.
Selma Hayek and Antonio Banderas. This is how tough. Robert told me he had to sell Selma Hayek and Antonio to the studio because they were like, they don't speak English. He goes, but they're going to be big stars.
That's right. But then the big movie he had was that kids
Sin
movie.
City.
Well,
Oh,
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids,
Yeah.
right?
So this is kind of like the Spy Kids genre. Shark Boy and Lava Girl is about dreaming. This kid Max who dreams Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and then they come to life, and then they go into this kind of 3D world where I play Mr. Electric, who's the
Oh,
evil.
you're the bad
I'm
guy.
the evil bad guy.
You're a cartoon voice.
I'm actually, I look like an alarm clock with my face in an alarm clock. If an alarm clock could be pissed off, that's what I look like.
So this is not a cartoon.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's a real live action,
Yeah.
computer generated CGI kind of movie.
And this is the first time Rodriguez took his kids' story.
Racer,
Son,
yeah, Racer Max.
It's the first kids movie ever really written by a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I go in the theater, I wear 3D glasses. You hand me 3D glasses.
Hand you glasses.
And things come flying at me on
That's
the screen.
fantastic, man. And you know what it is? It's about dreams.
I
about
like that.
Dreaming with your eyes open. I think everybody will enjoy the movie, especially as cynical as we become in this world. That something simple about reconnecting with what is your ultimate dream and dreaming with your eyes open and dreaming a better dream. Thank you for the music, Fred.
By the way, can every theater show this? I mean, 3D. Don't you need
Yeah.
special projectors or something?
Yeah.
that-
You know something. we're antiquated with the movie, the projector. So you have to wear the old-fashioned 3D
really?
glasses.
Well,
But
I did-
IMAX has the polarized where they're clear, and then the movie just comes to life. But it's true. The effects are brilliant, however you see it.
I did 3D on Butt Bongo Fiesta.
That's right. We did it for television.
I did it a couple of years ago when I did Butt Bongo Fiesta, and I did. I played Tarzan, and Jessica Hahn played Jane.
Yes.
And even you could see the elephants when they would move their bowels. You would see it in 3D. It was
And he
amazing.
moved a lot.
But I learned a
love
lot
it,
about
man. I love
3D.
it.
Everything
Yeah.
had to move to the right. That was what I knew.
So I do 4 parts in this movie, and I only signed up to do kind of 1, and then they added the teacher, and then I became the toe boy, the robot, and
So you are prominent in the film.
I am,
and you'll make a lot of money if this film is successful. You get points, as they say.
no, I don't have any points.
No points.
No.
No points.
Robert's
This is-
not giving up anything.
Hell no. That dude, he's Mexican, man. I ain't giving nothing.
But he
Ain't no
paid
points
you
for
well,
that.
I hope.
He paid me very well.
Right.
And here's the thing, about Robert is that, I go in there and I'm supposed to do one job, and he goes, "Why don't you do this?" And it's just really traditional of Mexican hiring another Mexican. I'm surprised I didn't do some tile work on my way out. Man.
Yeah, they're paying you enough. Do some
George,
work.
George, you're the only one that can reach those fluorescent lights. Grab a step ladder and change the lights.
Let's review. I'm happy you got your kidney.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And that you're feeling good.
You're a great guy, funny guy. Congratulations on your appearance at the Michael Jackson trial. Everyone
you.
is talking and raving about it. Congratulations on your hit show and going into syndication.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I can't wait for you to go to satellite, brother.
I'm going right now. I think I'm going to walk out of here. I can't wait myself. Yes, what is it, Baba
So
Booey?
this is one of those stories. I never know whether it's true or not, but it's funny. So is it true that George was having some work done on his house, and there were 15 roofers there, and George was in the pool? So the roofer said, "Jump in." The owner's not here, figuring he was one of the.
That's I got 2 good stories with that.
All right.
I buy the house that the Olsen twins live in. My first big purchase was the Olsen twins' house,
Right.
and we had to replace the roof. And my wife hires this guy. First of all, the roofer and my wife are standing next to each other. A neighbor thinks that I'm the roofer. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Then one day I'm writing on the show, and it's about 114 degrees, and I'm in the writing room, and I think, I had to take these dudes water, man, because they're Mexicans. They're on top of my roof.
Right.
So I go over there. There's nobody on the roof. All 14 guys are in the pool in their underwear swimming. So I go to the doorway, and I look at him like, what the hell's going on? And the guy looks at me, and he goes, "Jump in. The man's not home." That's one. That's one house. Now, the new house that I bought, there's a guy laying tile in front of the front door. So one morning, I'm going to work, and I'm dressed in jeans. I think I have like a cap on. And I walk through the guy, and the guy's going, "Tira la manguera," and he's yelling at the other guy. And he's on his knees. Doesn't even have knee pads. He's just on his knees. So I walk through the tile, and as I get 2 feet away, he goes, "Shish, shish." So I look back, and in Spanish, he tells me, "Hey, the people don't like it when we use the bathroom inside." He thought I was like a worker
Oh, dear.
So what do? You straighten these guys out? I mean,
I
you
went around the
publicize-
back and took a leak on the side.
So you say, "Hey, I'm the man of the house here. What's going on?"
But it's really hilarious to look the way I look, to have money and have people think that you don't have any money. One day I was getting ready to go work, and I was doing stand-up, writing my notes, and an African-American woman knocks on the door, and at that time the fence was incomplete, so she could just walk up, and I opened the door, and she goes, "Can you run and get the man of the house for me?"
Hold on, I'll go get him.
And I'm like, "You're black, you're the one that's outside."
Let me ask you something. You got a team of Latino guys working for you. They're all in your pool, and you come out. Now
Yeah.
you have to say to these guys, "Listen, you got to get out of the pool and get back to work."
Yeah,
You feel kind of weird doing that? I mean, because they're like, "Hey, come on, you're Mexican, we're Mexican. What's going on here?" I mean,
No.
you
Why
feel a
should
little
he
funny?
feel weird?
No, not at all, man.
You're all right with
they
it.
do great work. I got a guy at my house right now that is absolutely the guy who told me, "Hey, the people don't like it when you use the bathroom inside." He and I have become great friends, and he's
Right.
doing some great. They do great work. Here's the difference. Let me tell you the
Do you
difference.
find
Howard.
that though some of the worker guys are angry with you that you're successful, or are they proud of you?
Not them. They're proud. They're proud of me because I talk to them in Spanish and I've stayed connected. You know, and that's how you do it. Here's the difference between the culture, and this is really the genesis of my stand-up is the cultural differences. Workman's compensation is not for Latino people. Workman's compensation was created for the white guy who falls off the step ladder, tears his ACL, and never goes back to work.
Right.
A Mexican guy can be on your roof. If he falls off, he wants to get back on the roof before you see him because he doesn't want you to get mad at the fact that he fell off the roof.
Right. He could be paralyzed. He's getting back
He's
up
getting back on the roof.
That's it. Hey, George, good luck with the movie.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
Absolutely.
coming. Yeah,
It's
great
just
to-
truly, I mean, I
great
did
to
the
meet you.
Tonight Show in 91, but this is bigger than that.
Of course it is.
This is bigger
Believe
than
me.
that. This is bigger
91
than
was who was on that?
Johnny
Leno?
Carson.
Oh, Johnny.
But this is, to me, this is bigger.
You know, this might be one of the times when wisdom from an older generation would be helpful.
Okay, let's.
What do you think we should do, Daddy?
Nothing. You're screwed, Granny. Now, I know that sounds mean, but you put me through the same thing. Hey, psst, you married without my approval. Although in this case, unlike you, Carmen would be running off with a smart, wealthy man with a future.
Daddy, when are you going to give this up? George turned out great.
Yeah, well, even a blind squirrel finds a nut eventually.
Stand right there, I'll find 2 more.
You know, the crazy thing is that in a couple of years, you will be thrilled for Carmen to marry a boy like Jason.
What'd you say? Hold on. What? What's wrong? Angie's dad's there. He's gonna want to play dominoes again. All week it's been, George, dominoes is a man's game. Come, show me what kind of man you are, Chico.
George, I bet he wouldn't bug you if he found someone else to play with.
You know, Ernie, I've been having trouble with this lock.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Yeah. Pull it. There we go. Mira. Mira, no, like that.
Ernesto!
Oh, hello.
Join me. Dominoes is a man's game. Come, show me what kind of man you are, Chico.
Hope he's not talking to a little girl in a sleeping bag.
I left Miami to give you time to think. Look, this is not what you were supposed to think. You're sorry? No, don't apologize to me. Apologize to God for destroying 40 years of marriage.
Wow! This doesn't taste like 1 calorie?
Don't pretend you didn't hear. Emelina's divorcing me.
What?
I don't know how it happened to me. I don't even know how to say this. I've been cuckolded.
I'm sorry?
Cuckolded.
I'm trying to be sympathetic here. I just have no idea what you're saying.
My wife cheated on me. Last week, I went to her dermatology clinic to surprise her. I walked in on her, checking a man for moles in a place where sun damage is not a possibility.
Oh, Angie's gonna be devastated.
George, you must allow me to tell my daughter in my own way, in my own time.
Well, maybe you won't have to tell Angie. Maybe Emelina will realize that this is a mistake. Vic, you guys have a great marriage.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it all came out. This wasn't the first time. I should have seen it coming. She was working more, coming home late. She started going out with her girlfriends again.
Well, hey, lots of happily married women go out with their girlfriends. That doesn't mean anything, right?
Never thought this could happen to me. I mean, I stayed fit. I was successful. I kept the romance alive. For what? I look at you and think maybe you're right. Why even try? Eso es todo lo que tú tienes, ¿eh? ¿Y a ti qué te pasa?
Vic!
Hi. George, what are you doing here?
Look, I had a fight with Angie and made a fool out of myself, man. You gotta tell her about you and Emelina.
What does one have to do with the other?
Man, you got in my head, man, with all that crazy talk about how it could happen to anyone. Cuckolded! I was cuckolded! Look, Angie will understand why I got so jealous if you tell her about the divorce.
No. She idolizes her mother.
Listen, Angie and I don't fight that often, and when we do, we usually clear things up pretty quickly. Okay, I don't want to be like this with her, Vic, so you gotta help me.
I can't. My little girl will think I'm a failure. Sure, you may be used to it, but I have my pride.
Trust me, when you tell Angie, she's not gonna think any less of you. You're her father, and you're not a failure at that.
Okay, George. I don't want to ruin your marriage, too. Well, not anymore, I don't. I'll tell her.
And you know, I couldn't say this while you guys were together, but Emelina, oh man, she was one bitter tramp with a 10-foot stick up her butt.
She's the mother of my children, a gifted doctor, and the most beautiful woman in the world.
Okay, too soon.
A ring means nothing. I gave my wife a 3-carat stone, but that didn't stop her from cheating on me. She even threw the ring at me during counseling when I called her a mattress-hopping whore frog. In Spanish, that is devastating.
You know, it's horrible when a marriage falls apart. Hey, did you keep that ring?
Yeah. I'm gonna use it to scratch fornicator on her coffin, so the devil knows which line to put her in. Change your plans. Don't give her the ring.
What? I just gave it to her. What do you think this was about, that shirt?
You got me this for Christmas.
What's going on?
Well, last night I did something very stupid. I went to happy hour at Baja Beach, and you know, they've got those giant margaritas. And...
Get to the point.
Well, I was drunk. So I called Angie's mother and told her I gave her diamond to a younger woman.
What?
Oh, the whole bar cheered for me, man.
Whole frock, whole frock, whole frock.
George!
Sorry. Keep thinking about how I screwed up my anniversary.
In my 40 years with Angie's mother, I never once forgot an anniversary. Even now that we are divorced, I still remember. This year, I had my nurse take a pint of my blood, and I sent it to her with a card that said, "How much more of me do you want to suck out, you cheating vampire?" I laughed and laughed, and then I passed out. It's dirtier than Castro's eyes.
Dad, if it were really over, would she be flying here tomorrow night to see you?
She's flying here?
Yes. So you'll talk to her?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Daddy.
It'll be a pleasure to tell her to her face that she's a lying, cheating Jezebel who will burn in hell with her lover, boiling in a soup of their own treachery. Mujer mentirosa y traicionera.
Okay, Vic, swing through the ball. Okay, relax your grip and keep your left arm straight.
Cansado me tiene la pelotica de porquería esta, chica.
You can keep your cool when you're cutting open a human heart, but golfing in my backyard is too much pressure?
You don't understand. If I hook one into a sand trap tomorrow at the hospital benefit, I will be laughed at by a male nurse. That's like you being mocked by a, well, I don't know what's beneath you, let's say a homeless man.
Vic, I know you're worried you're gonna be humiliated at this tournament, but just remember this. You suck, and I'm not helping you no more.
Kids and I are going to Carmen's poetry reading.
Oh, man, do I have to go?
No, you don't have to go. Unless you want to support your daughter and show her that you care about what's important to her.
Thank God. Let me know how it goes.
Well, we won't be home till late. Try not to kill your mom.
Fighting with Benny?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know, this reminds me of a time in Cuba.
Okay, you've broken me. I'll talk. My mom's house burns down. I take her in because I'm a good son. She treats me like I'm an 8-year-old in my own house.
I think I know what the problem is here. You have reversed roles with your mother. She's now dependent on you. So the less she feels like a parent, the more she's going to treat you like a child. It's a classic power struggle.
Well, I don't care what's going on in her head. I just want it to stop.
Perhaps I can help. When Emelina and I were in couples therapy, I learned how to deal with unhealthy relationships.
Vic, you got divorced.
It helped me. She, however, remained a whore. But what I learned is that people in bad relationships are like actors playing out the same tragedy day after day after day after day.
Getting drowsy, must hear point.
The point is, if you want a happier ending, you must change the script. If she's mean to you, instead of lashing out, try being nice. Eventually, she will give up. It would be like killing her with kindness.
Okay, killing her, go on.
So, as a rule of thumb, when you want to choke her, give her a hug instead.
All right, I'll try it. But if I'm hugging her too hard and she can't breathe, I was trying to do something nice, right? That's our story.
George, please, the music inspires my cooking, Chico.
Lean over the stove some more. I didn't get enough great chest hair last time. Angie, your dad's been here a month. How long is he gonna stay?
Paño de cocina. La gente no tiene paño. Qué barbaridad, que desorganiza. You know, a real lady would turn around and allow me to cover myself. I believe we're having what the cowboy movies call a Mexican standoff.
Looks more like we've got a Cuban Missile Crisis.
Benny, please. Toss me Angie's jacket. Hey, I don't care what you do when Angie and George are here, eh? But when I am house sitting, you call before you come over.
Yeah. What's that?
It's a pro-con list for moving to Colorado. Pro, less crime. Con, cold weather. Pro, 1,000 miles away from Benny. Con, only 1,000 miles away from Benny. Hope you're happy, Benny. You are a major reason our children are leaving.
You didn't read far enough. Pro, won't have to listen to Vic tell us how to raise our kids. Con, we'll miss laughing at the way he says is stupid.
What? They are the ones who are stupid. All I do is help and they never appreciate anything.
Oh, hey, I'm just as insulted as you are. Now look, we can either whine about it or we can get back at them by drinking George's good scotch.
I like good scotch. Especially when I ordered that pay-per-view boxing on George's TV. I'll show them not to take me for granted. Victor Palmero has his pride. I'm a man. Hi, chest hair. Hello, everyone. Angie, got the wine? Ay, Dios mío. Mira esas bombas atómicas. No, I mean, I love what you've done with your hair. Have you noticed her breasts?
Kids, give us a minute. We need to talk to your grandmother.
Mom, did you do this because of what I said at the factory?
Yeah, I did. You made a fool out of me, George, but no one is ever gonna make fun of my body again.
Benny, how could you afford those?
Well, I spent the money I was saving up for my new apartment. I may not be able to get a place of my own, but at least I'll look hot.
So you think those are what men really want?
Why don't you ask your dad? He hasn't taken his eyes off him since he got here.
I'm only viewing them as a doctor.
And what is the good doctor's opinion?
Oh, they're yummy.
Daddy!
I'm older now, and I say what I like. And I like.
Hi, guys.
Hey, ay, Dios mío, this kitchen is a disaster.
I told you.
Angie, you need a maid.
No, no maids. I don't want some stranger in my house going through my stuff, invading my privacy.
George, we had a maid growing up, and it was great.
Yeah, they are like part of your family. Well, except they have to do what you say, and they leave at night. Although, never call them at home. Oh, man, you'll just hear gunshots and sirens in the background, and, well, it's depressing.
Well, I remember when I was a kid seeing all the Latinas at the bus stop waiting to go clean some rich guy's house. I don't want to be that guy.
It's not like that, Uncle George. I loved our maid Rita. She was the hardest worker ever. You couldn't even distract her. I'd say, Rita! And she would keep on working.
I thought her name was Vicky.
Oh, my God. That's why she never turned around. I really miss Rita Vicky.
Come on, Veronica. I'll take you to dinner. I was thinking of making paella for you here, but something in that old bowl of rice just blinked at me. Let's go. Big Palmero se va a Miami. Pata, pata, pa, cha, 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 cha.
Look, it's a Cuban Santa Claus. He doesn't have a sleigh or reindeer. He's just got a raft pulled by 12 relatives.
I don't care what you say. I'm in a great mood. I just got off the phone with your sister. For the first time, the entire Palmero family will be in Miami for Christmas. We're having a reunion.
Oh, this is so great. The whole family hasn't been together in years.
Whoa, 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 Angie, I can't take your whole family talking down to me. I thought we were just gonna see your Aunt Claudia. At least when she insults me, I can just turn down her oxygen tank. She falls asleep.
You turned down my aunt's oxygen tank?
Of course not. What kind of person you think I am? I just pinched the hose a little bit.
What are you worried about, George? You're a big success, man.
Yeah, George. I don't know what you're worried about, huh? There'll be 6 doctors there, 8 lawyers, 2 judges, a state senator, and 1 factory worker. Maybe you can tell them what it's like to eat lunch from a truck.
Maybe you can tell them what it's like to lie about your age on your internet dating ad. That's right. I went online. I'm Juicy Maria 818.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? You get stood up for coffee last Saturday?
Damn it! What about Jessica 1960?
I don't know. Show up at the park, take your chances.
Fine. I can take a joke. Hey, I just signed for these flowers. They're from someone named Wayne.
Get rid of them.
What? Hey, come on!
What is going on? Who are the flowers for?
Angie.
Oh, yeah, why does it say rest in peace?
I was good last night, so I guess she needs her rest.
Then why does it say in loving memory?
In memory of the loving. Any more questions?
Yeah, how many times are you going to mention sleeping with my daughter before I leave the room?
Okay, look, I'm sorry. All right, we both know she's an angel. Till she walks up those stairs. Hello.
Where's Max? I want to give him back his paintball gun.
That's 2 weeks in a row. What are you doing, training to take back Cuba?
Who told you that? I want names.
Relax, I was just kidding.
Oh. Well, now that you know, I joined a group of Cuban patriots. We conduct military exercises at an indoor paintball facility in Tarzana.
Vic, I know what it means to you to take back your homeland. So to help with the invasion, I'm gonna pitch in for some Batman walkie-talkies.
Very funny, huh? We will need 6 of those.
Just leave the gun. I'll tell Max it's here.
So, are you finding college tougher than you imagined?
It's nothing I can't handle.
Why have you written in Scrod? All over your notes.
It says I'm screwed.
Calm down, huh? Calm down. Earthquakes are just a part of nature. But in Florida, we had hurricanes. After your grandmother cheated on me, I submitted her name to the National Weather Service. Hurricane Emelina. But they said it had to start with a D. So I suggested Hurricane Dirty Lying Tramp. Well, they went with Dana. I don't get it. It was only 2 years. Richard was perfect. Professional, wealthy, handsome, Cuban. I'm stupefied. How can you and Richard be getting a divorce when these two are still together?
Well, go ahead and complain, but I'm all you got left, Papi.
She talking to the police?
Yeah, we think a guy's stalking Max on the internet.
Dios mío, that's horrible. At least in Cuba, there was no internet with strangers trying to lure you away. If an old man put his hand in your pants, he was looking for food.
Why were you walking around with food in your pants? Why didn't you just use a paper bag?
And leave my dad without a briefcase? I don't think so.
He's been boxing.
You put my little boy in the ring so other boys could hit him?
Look, Angie, it wasn't my idea. Look, I'm not gonna rat anybody out. But there's somebody in this kitchen that said, "Oh, yeah, Chico, I got it. Boxing."
Oye, chica, Benny, he ratted you out. What?
Your skin.
Just got a spray tan. I have a healthy glow.
You look like a hairy yam.
Get a spray tan, he said. Chicks'll dig it, he said.
Ernie, I'm not going to insult you. I just have a message for you. Willy Wonka called. He wants you back at the factory right away.
Hey, I gotta ask you, Vic, when did you fall head first into the La Brea tar pits?
Well, I dyed it myself. Apparently, when the box says 4 minutes, they mean 4 minutes.
Well, I think it looks good, really. I mean, if you don't mind, I got some old dresses I like to buff on your head.
You know, maybe if you were dating someone your age, you wouldn't feel the need to try to look younger.
Who says that's why I dyed my hair?
Why else would you do it?
Maybe he wanted the drapes to match the carpets.
Oh. Ay.
black cat on Vic's head. Probably after the black mouse under his nose.
Let me see your eyes. Oh, yes. In my professional opinion, you are having a hallucinogenic reaction to eating me. I'm in your belly. Watch me dance.
I got your message. How many worms did he eat?
I cut him off at 5.
Dude, you know you're dancing?
Yeah, I know.
Well, do you know you're dancing alone?
Oh, I don't think so.
You'll have to dip me, Ernie. I don't have any arms.
Okay, time to go home. All right, follow the shining star. Mom, what are you doing?
I'm just punching in some of my friends. Don't worry about it. They'll be here.
Hey, that's not fair to the employees who are here on time. Mom, you can't do that.
You know what? They told me that I couldn't push out that big head of yours, but I did that too. It's a condom.
Mom, that's a wet nap.
That sign outside, no smoking, was that just for the kids or for everybody?
That's for everyone.
How long is the play?
Just under 20 minutes.
I'll catch it on Broadway. State your name.
You know my name.
State your name.
Ernesto Cárdenas.
This dope will do anything. Skip around like a pony and slap your own ass. I'm working. What do you want?
I don't know. A cup of coffee, a muffin? A reason why you told me my dad was dead for 36 years?
Here's a muffin. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. How come every time I babysit, your dad hides the beer?
There's all this dark stuff in Mr. Needle's ears.
Yeah? Does it smell bad?
Oh. Oh, it does. What does that mean?
Oh, it just means that I can still trick you into smelling things. Does this taste funny? He grabbed my butt.
When?
All right, I put his hand there, but he took his sweet time pulling it away.
Lalo, Manny. Manny, Lalo.
Huh.
Forget it. I'll find Lalo and ask him myself.
Wait. A mother knows the father of her own baby.
So who is it then?
One potato, two potatoes.
If it wasn't for this man, I wouldn't be here.
I guess 19 hours of working that big head through my pelvis doesn't mean jack.
This is my new cause. It's job training to rehabilitate former gang members. This group's learning how to make a living grooming dogs.
Hey, well, I think this is a great idea. Let all the hoodlums know where you live. And you know what? Save yourself some time. Lay out your valuables and hog-tie yourself. I met a guy at Home Depot. He's coming over tomorrow.
Well, if he works there, he probably knows his stuff.
Oh, he doesn't work there. He was in the parking lot hanging around with a bunch of guys. They were passing around a beer, and when it got to me, I started talking to him.
Wait a minute. You're having a guy you don't know come over to your house?
Hey, it's not like I didn't ask him for his ID. He just didn't have any.
I brought you your money.
Well, where are you keeping it? In your neck wallet? What the hell is that thing? Number 1, make sure I'm dead. Number 2, make sure I'm dead. Number 3, do not let them put me in the ground without doing my eye makeup, okay? And I would like for it to be powder blue to match my gown. And also, have them arch my eyebrows, but not too much so I don't look like I'm surprised, like somebody got me from behind.
Come on, Mom, you're creeping me out. This is stupid. You're not gonna die for a long, long time. What are you doing?
This is what it's gonna look like. Oh, but not exactly. I don't want to be buried in a bra. These things hurt after 4 hours.
Come on, Mom, stop it. Get up.
No, I'm just saying, picture them more to the sides.
She wrote, Carmen can't say no, Pez, on my locker.
Hey, thank God our last name isn't Tucker.
How do you like your steak?
You never asked me that before. What's wrong with it?
The dog licked it.
I fed you worse, medium rare.
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, that your father never learned how to use a damn condom.
He was married to my mom.
Well,
You weren't married?
I tried to tell you when you were 2. I tried again when you were 3, but...
Okay, I'll go get my gift. Mom, why don't you give Angie yours?
Well, whatever it is, it's still warm. Happy birthday.
You believe Gloria kissed me, right?
Oh, yeah, I believe you. She flirts with everybody. She would tongue a cow for cream in her coffee.
Gloria's not down here yet? Man, you cannot get that girl out of bed.
No kidding. Screw you and the homeless people sleeping under your breasts. You know what I hate? You can't smoke in restaurants, but a mother can pull out her chi-chis to feed a baby. You treat the boy better. But you know, Carmen's got to get used to it. Women get really screwed in this world. I cannot tell you how much easier my life would have been if I had had something dangling between my legs.
Benny, you want to take a poopy before you go in the car?
I don't think that's any of your business.
No, Benny. Meet Benny.
Oh, yeah, I heard he named the dog after me. You know, I should name something after him, too. Here's my number.
Okay.
But let it ring. I might be on the Manny.
Oh.
Before I married you, my life was just fine without love and support. Right, Mom?
I hardly knew you were there. It's a letter your father wrote you when you were 4.
Why didn't you ever give it to me?
I think I just did. Don't be surprised if someday I come back from break with a smile on my face and my dress on backwards.
George Lopez, Bill Johnson, and
Randall's my lover. 42 and hair.
What do you mean, lover?
Well, I don't want to say anything in front of the kids, but what this man does better and longer than that man. It would be a real shame if all of your horses died in a barn fire. And then you died in a house fire, knowing right before you all of your horses had just died in the barn fire.
Just signal me when you want a hair flip.
Horse!
Did Randy pressure you into doing something you were uncomfortable with?
Yeah, he did. He told me that it would be okay and that all the cool grandmas are doing it. I'm gonna kill him for giving me this.
This is why I didn't want you to date. Mom, you're too old. You should be closing up the shop by now.
Well, the shop is still open, and now there's a cleanup in aisle 2.
What's the name of the family that adopted her?
Let's see. Wait. It was Mr. and Mrs. Mind Your Own Business. You're lucky I kept you, Berg. Whoa. I think you're taking this a little too seriously, Vic. Why don't you take some of that cologne and put it on a rag, pop it over her mouth, and drag her away, huh? Wow.
Mom!
If I was 35 years younger, he would have been your daddy, George. Maybe you could practice closing that robe. Starting to catch a little plantain action out of the corner of my eye. Whoa. Time to take these puppies off the leash. That the factory should have the best damn manager it can. And you are the only guy. You know what? I just can't pull it off when it's too ridiculous. Look. Oh, it's like two manatees fighting over one head of lettuce.
And how many parts would you say you inspect in a day?
Not as many as your wife. Sometimes crap just happens, you know? Planes crash, buses fall off cliffs, and it looks like your mother did it with a frog. What are you gonna do?
But you do it when you're 15.
I did it when I was 14.
You had a quinceañera?
Okay. Keep them coming and don't stop until I'm deaf in both ears.
And so this is the beginning of my journey.
And he would be crushed if Jamie couldn't come. He's crazy about her.
Him.
I'm sorry, him. I've had a few. It's your birthday, here's your song. Now your song is over. All right, Blue. Oh my goodness, fell right on the ground, can't eat it. Let's go.
There has to be an adult here.
Absolutely. Next time.
Having a female grandmother will be good for them.
Lucky for you, drag queens count. I'm feeling a little responsible here, Manny.
Xin chào các bạn, mình tô một bức tranh này nha.
Viết riêng số 1 vậy đó. Cũng được mà. Đúng không ạ? Cái gì mà dài vậy? Dài với chữ bờ nè.
Vừa vừa thôi.
Tự nhiên á.
Anh nói đi xuống dòng rồi đó.
Dài chữ bờ luôn. Dài chữ trời á. Đừng có dài xuống quá nha. Đây. Đây. Đúng rồi. Thủ Phúc làm xong chưa? Làm sắp xong rồi. Trần Thủ
Đây là mình tô
Trần Thủ nhà này chưa đi học dạy cho Phúc mới được.
con thì biết qua con chữ rồi thì con biết, còn em nó đâu có học đâu mà biết.
Nè Phúc chỉ cho cầm nét này nha. Thẳng. Anh biết rồi, hiểu Phúc biết rồi. Được không ạ? Được không?
Cái móc ấy là nó viết rồi đó.
Nè, móc này dễ. 4 cái này dễ nè. Còn cái này biết. Rồi Phúc viết đây. Đó giỏi. Đây, lại nha.
Cái cuốn này cuốn con đi học hả?
Cuốn em. Của Hữu Phúc. Lê Văn Hữu Phúc. Của Hữu Phúc đó.
Đi lớp mấy?
Lớp 1A. Lớp 1A chú. Rồi đây. Nét này. Anh biết rồi, Hữu Phúc biết rồi. Đúng rồi, giỏi. Duy như mình ở nhà học, duy như mình ở trong lớp mình học đúng không? Được nè. Đó.
Con đi nhà, con muốn đi nhà vệ sinh thì con xin cô đi nha dì Phúc, không có đi tự đi nha.
Bạn kia hai, bạn nhỏ á, ở trong lớp á mẹ. Nè, cái này nè, tự nhiên cái Hữu Phúc
Mất vệ sinh á, Phúc lên xin cô mà cô không cho.
Hồi nào?
Phúc nói con hội trong trường nó ra chơi. Đây.
Ra chơi rồi thì đi chi nữa? Có gì xin chi nữa? Còn ở trong lớp á, ngồi trong lớp á mới xin đi.
Hội trong lớp á. Nè, đây nhìn nè. Nhìn nha. Đây.
Có một thằng sáng rồi ỉa lạy hết cái mình.
Ủa mẹ thấy hả?
Cái thằng mà
Được không?
cái thằng mà ngồi ở trên lớp con đó, cái thằng mập mập đó, mà mẹ nói hồi chiều á là mặc lồ dơ đó.
Thấy gì? Thấy rồi.
Cái thằng đó nó chợ nó đưa thằng nhỏ ỉa vậy đó đi về đó.
Rồi viết. Viết xuống. Viết đi em số 1 không má?
Phúc, làm sai làm con đừng có lái với là đừng có ỉa trong lớp nha con.
Con chưa lần nào ẻ trong lớp mà chơi lái nha. Ai Tư thì lái trên đầu. Nè, lại nha. Rơi ép bơi, cười si đời. Được không á? Ok là được không? Được không? Được ok là buông buông đi ngủ.
Cái chữ đấy sao?
Làm cô phan cho em bờ vật bầm ba ly.
Ôi nhỏ.
Hồi sáng Phúc cự viết hả? Phúc cự viết hay mẹ viết cho? Mẹ.
Đâu có viết đâu.
Mẹ thấy chữ này đẹp không?
Cạnh giống móc này nè, móc này cũng được nhưng mà nó ấy chút.
Rồi tiếp đây. Được không?
Được rồi.
Hồi sáng mẹ viết hay con viết? Hồi sáng ở trong lớp á. Mẹ không
Sáng đâu có viết đâu.
Ủa em cứ viết hả?
Nó cũng không có viết luôn.
Ủa cô không chép bài học giùm hả?
Tại vì mẹ đâu có đem vô đâu mà cô chép. Mẹ đem gì mà.
Ở nhà hả?
Ừ.
Ok.
Thì mình biết học bài thì mình biết học bài này đi về thì cho em tập viết đó, cho em tập viết cho em tập vẽ đó.
Ước cô vô khoe cô nha. Nè. Bum bát đi đưa cô. Rồi bài tiếp theo. Bài tiếp theo nha. Rồi Phúc đi chơi. Thôi Hữu Phúc ở đây à. Đừng. Đừng. Gì hả? Coi điện thoại xíu đi, chừng nào xong mình kêu. Lấy coi xíu đi, chừng nào xong mình kêu.
Chọn đít đó hả?
Rồi.
Chọn đít rồi viết đâu được hả?
Đúng rồi.
Nhỏ thôi.
Anh ta nhìn nè. Viết đi. Cho mẹ coi đi.
Đấy cho mẹ cái áo này.
Mẹ nhìn nè. Màu gì?
Màu gì cũng được. Đừng lấy màu đỏ nha.
Màu đỏ này quay giờ rồi hả?
Ừ. Đây mình đã hoàn thành một cái bức tranh nha các bạn. Bye bye.